Have you seen a 1-year-old infant? Eyes wide open, interested in knowing everything around, full of smiles and laughter, full of life. 12 to 15 years later, the same baby became totally negative about the world and about self too. Sometimes they even hurt themselves. You question what happened and how to keep the child optimistic? Hey, welcome back to our channel Art and Science of Parenting. By the way, we have rebranded our channel. If you are new here, I suggest you subscribe to receive tips on parenting. Let's look at what is optimism. An optimist is someone who can see the good in any situation and can remain hopeful in the middle of challenges. More so in today's world, don't you think? Everyone needs this trait? Let's see the difference between optimism versus pessimism. Most of us are familiar of the phrase, is the glass half full or half empty? If you choose the former, you are optimistic, and if you choose the latter, you are pessimistic. This is not a black and white test, but psychologists think that it can give a general idea of the way life is viewed. Optimist believes that everything will always work out for the best. Pessimistic thinking can be defined as the expectation that bad things will happen. Are you wondering, is optimism genetic factor? Or it can be taught? It's both genetic and environmental. Childhood experiences, parent-child bond or trauma will all have some impact. Though optimism, or its absence, can be passed on genetically, it can also be taught. As the child develops, the trait may be emerging, beginning at the age of 3. When life seems to blow one blow after another, you want your child to believe that things can get better. If not, why pull together and continue? Hence, nurturing the optimism of young children is essential for their development into adulthood. If adopted early in life, this powerful trait can help children become strong and resilient adults, equipped to manage life circumstances with confidence, courage and hope. They are less likely to be depressed, to contract fewer diseases, to have longer relations and do live longer. Nurturing skills and traits in children, the earlier, the better. Starting early is to preserve self-esteem early on. If you do it a later time, experiences in life may influence the way the child thinks of himself or herself, which will be harder to shift when negativity or mental health issues have set in when he or she is older, according to psychologists. Age 3 is good to start. Don't know if your child is an optimist or not? Psychologists describe the clues are, overall happy and pleasant disposition, not very often moody. Demonstrates gratitude, always says thank you. Likes to learn different things. Surrounds oneself with positive family members, friends, pets. Eager to resolve issues. Realistically looks at his or her own strengths and limitations. Has a sense of humor. We can teach optimism, and the sooner we teach our children that aspect, the better. There are 2 key strategies, one is self-work and the second is working with your child. Dealing with negative self-talk. Try to remove absolutes from your vocabulary. Pessimism comes from the thought that things will always go wrong, and the use of sentences such as I can never get this right or I always mess up, I am a failure reinforces pessimism. Instead, work to replace absolutes by sometime, which suggests the potential for future success. Model optimism. Your vision of the world and its perspectives is communicated to your child on a daily basis. Learn to think with optimism. Lead by example and speak positively. Stop complaining and turn your attention to the positive. If your children always hear you talking about all the damaging things that happen during your day, it's more likely that they'll also concentrate on the bad things in their own lives. Instead, pay attention to the good parts of your day, and they acquire how to give these constructive experiences more mental emphasis as well. Embrace expectancy. Having something to look forward to helps people of all ages remain hopeful. Create a family calendar and write about upcoming holidays, events and festivities that excite your children. Note the way your child thinks about things. Is the glass half full or half empty? When something bad happens, does your child see it as a model of his entire life? Does he think that dissatisfaction is ever present, permanent and personally directed towards him? If you see that your child is pessimistic, you can help him or her to become optimistic. Use challenging situations to teach your child to see the good in life. Stuck in traffic, use your time to teach your children how positive and negative things happen in life. Sure, you're not going as fast as you'd like, but now you have the opportunity to talk about your day and spend more time together. There's always brighter side to everything. Optimistic attitudes are best developed when children are given the opportunity to prove themselves. Give them the age-appropriate tasks to complete around the house. It will raise their self-esteem, which is a key element to stay optimistic. In addition, encouraging them to take risks by trying a new sport or activity. Not trying new things because of fear of failure builds pessimism. Praise the effort rather than the talent. All humans enjoy being praised, but it is important to focus on your child's work, not his or her natural abilities. In other words, teach them that the precious part is the effort, which they can control, as opposed to the inherent talent, which they cannot do. Let them dream big. Do not limit them to realistic options, rather, let your child's imagination unleash itself. Thinking big helps frame a child's vision of themselves. Speaking of the best version of themselves is a way to practice optimism. Assist your child in choosing to perceive setbacks as temporary. Isolated as opposed to permanent. They say nothing about another part of his or her life. Impersonal. This is not a referendum of his or her own worth. He or she got the ability to fix it. Martin Seligman, the pioneering scholar on optimism, says that the most important question to ask yourself in the face of misfortune is there any way that you can change the outcome with a personal effort? Thank you for watching. Happy parenting. Did you learn something new? We have more to offer. Join Facebook's community of like-minded parents. Invite your friends as well. Link is given in the description. Please, like the video and subscribe to our channel. Share the video, share the love.